Hi, it's Maureen. I thought it was about time to show you the face behind the video. So hello, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, hit the thumbs up so that you can subscribe. Also hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I have a new video. Today, I am going to share with you my May bullet journal setup. I am using a stamp set called Color and Contour. It's from Stampin' Up. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so I often use Stampin' Up products. And if there's anything that I'm using that you like, you'll find the link to it in the description, or leave me a comment and I'll let you know where you can find it. The stamp set that I'm using today focuses on flowers, and it's a good one for spring, since spring is upon us now. Also, I am going to use really just one color. I'm going to use yellow. Yellow is a happy color, so I thought I would make it a minimalistic type of layout this time, or setup, and I hope you like it. All right, let's jump right on it. Before I share my May theme, let's first have a flip through my April sea turtle setup all filled in. I had so much fun with all the watercoloring last month. This month is going to be way more simple. I'll be using the Color and Contour stamp set, the Daffodil Delight ink pad, a Zig marker, and the Daffodil Delight newly designed Stampin' Right marker from Stampin' Up. I am loving the design of these new markers. They're dual tip, and the bullet tip is more thick than it used to be, and then it also has a nice brush tip. The colors even seem to be more vibrant. To get started, I'm going to use my Zig marker, and on the left side, I am going to write, "Make happiness a priority." So for me, happiness is a goal, and I choose to do things that bring happiness. And if something doesn't bring me happiness or joy, then I tend to not want to do it, and I don't always do that thing. So I try to focus on those things that do bring me happiness. I'm using the Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker. I'm using the brush tip, and I'm going to write happiness in yellow, or in Daffodil Delight. And it just makes that page pop a little bit on that left side. On the right side, I am going to be stamping a flower from the Color and Contour stamp set. So I'm going to stamp the outline of the flower. And then under that, I am going to use the brush tip again to write May. And then I'm going to use my Zig marker to write May using a hand lettering style. I like to do this. I like to print and then write in a smaller fine tip point with the same word. I sometimes write the same word, or I might write a different word. You'll see how I carry that through the setup in this page, for April. So now we're going to move on to the calendar page. For my calendar page, my boxes are going to be 5 by 5. I tend to do 5 by 5 each month because it gives me enough space to write inside of those boxes all of the information that I may need for those days. So I'm using my Zig pen for this, and just filling that out. And next I'm going to grab my daffodil marker, and I'm going to highlight the tops of each section. So just that top part of the box in each section. And that's where I'm going to be writing the numbers for the dates for the week. At the top, I'm going to use that same style to print May using the brush tip, and then I'm going to use hand lettering with the Zig marker to write May again. Again, I like the contrast of that. I'm adding in the days of the week and then also the dates. And next, I'm going to move on to stamping. So I'm going to stamp some flowers. Well, first I'm stamping dots, and after I stamp the dots, I am going to get ready to do a little bit of water painting again, my watercoloring, using the water painter from Stampin' Up, just to make a quick background. And then while that dries, I am going to begin stamping some flowers. So I'm going to stamp them around the calendar. So here I am stamping the outline, and now I'm going to stamp the filler, the coloring inside. And I'm just stamping a few of them on this page, not a whole lot. You can see that I'm using a foam mat, and this mat is helpful if you're stamping with photopolymer stamps. Photopolymer stamps don't have a rubber on there, so to get equal pressure and to get a really clean image, you do want to have some kind of a piercing mat underneath your paper, and it just helps to have a nice firmer image. And so that's what I was using there. Now I'm adding a drop shadow to my calendar, and I'm going to use my Staedtler pigment liner, and I am going to write this month in the top section there, and then for the bottom one I'm going to write next month. And just to finish this page out and balance it all, I am going to grab my Tombow N95 marker to shade in every other line. That helps me so that when I'm filling it in, I can see the dots, and then also it just helps so that the page doesn't look blank in that spot. And that is going to finish the calendar page. And next I'm going to move on to the habit tracker. And for my habit tracker, I am using Raksha's tool for creating the months. So for the month of June, for the month of May, getting ahead of myself, I am just going to fill that in. And you can see I am adding 4 habit trackers here. So I'm just going to track 4 things. I haven't used a habit tracker in a while, but I'm trying to get back to it. There are 4 things that I'm trying to focus on, and I'm trying to focus on my fitness and reading and cooking. At the top, you can see that I am continuing on with that same type of heading. I wrote out the word habit in my print, tall print, and then I am using that zig marker to write tracker at the bottom. Next, I am adding the outline of the flowers, and I am now going to add the inside, so the coloring of the flowers. I'm trying to line it up perfectly, and you can see I am just adding 2 flowers, and I'm going to add some dots on there as well, cluster of dots or some dot splatters, just to make it look more interesting. I'm going to add a drop shadow because I like the way it makes my boxes pop out just a little bit. So I have those there going in for all 4 of my months that I've traced out there. And I'm going to add those habits. I have one for fitness, one that says stretch, because I might just stretch some days, and then read, and the last one is cook. So these are some things that I'm trying to focus on doing more frequently for the month of May. On the right side of the page, I am getting ready for my gratitude log. So I am numbering from 1 to 31 down the page for the 31 days of May. At the top, I am writing gratitude, continuing on that same heading, printing out the word gratitude. And once I finish printing that out, I'm going to get my zig marker, and I am going to write log using that fine tip across the bottom. And again, I think it just makes it look more interesting as a heading. It makes it look more fun. And so fun is something that I like. I like for things to be fun and happy, and that makes me happy. So now I'm adding some flowers down the side of the page. I have some, I'm trying to move, not have them all the way so close to the edge. I'm trying to come in a little bit just to make the page wrap around a little bit with those flowers. So you can see I did the outline, and now I am stamping the inside. So this is 2-step stamping, when you have 1 step to stamp the outside layer and then the second step to fill it in. So that's called 2-step stamping that I'm doing here. Now I'm adding in some dots. Again, it just makes a nice little border around the edge and just adds some interest, and I I think it looks cute. So now I am shading in or highlighting every other line. Again, it helps to fill the page in, and it helps to keep me on track when I'm filling in those lines. And now we're moving on to the dashboard. I haven't done a full dashboard in a while, but I wanted to try and bring that back and see if I would use it more this time. I'm trying to make it more user friendly, so I'm not putting a whole lot on this page, but I just wanted to create a dashboard and see what happens, see if I actually use it or not. So the dashboard is kind of all the things that are important for the month. So I have a to-do list that I'm creating here on the left side. Next, this little box I'm going to put in shopping. Then I have another one for stamping. I'm adding a section that's called watch list. And the watch list is for things that I want to watch, because I'm often thinking of things I want to look at, but then I forget. So it's a nice place that I can jot that down. So you can see here I'm writing stamping as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. There are different things that I need to get done, so I can add them in this section. It's not a big section. I probably should have made it bigger, but we'll see if I use that space up. And now I'm writing that watch list that I talked about, so that as I think about or find or hear of other TV shows or movies that I may want to watch, I can add it to that section. At the bottom, I'm writing shopping lists, so that as things come to mind that I need to get, I can add it to that list. Not so much groceries. I have a different place at home that I keep a list of the groceries that we need, but different things that I might want for the home, I'll add to that shopping list. So now I am highlighting every other line. Again, it fills in the page, it makes it look better, and it also helps me to organize myself when I am trying to fill it in. Now it's time to stamp. I'm adding that big flower, two-step stamping again, stamping the outline and then the inside, stamping some more of those flowers. So I had the outline of the flowers, and then I am stamping the inside, lining it up just so. You can see me doing that across the top of the page now. And a few more. And now it's time to add them to the right side of the page. So still doing the same type of thing. That two-step stamping by stamping the outline first and then stamping the insert or the coloring. Now I'm adding some dots, again, just to make the page look interesting, to fill it in. And you can see how I'm using really just yellow. I do have my zig pen or a zig marker that I've used as well, but using yellow is enough. I think it's a nice, vibrant, happy color. This is called Daffodil Delight, and it is delighting me, making me happy, which is my goal. So I hope you like it. Now I'm moving on to my weekly page. So this is a 2-page weekly spread. I often do it this way because I don't feel like I need a whole 2 pages to write 1 week. Sometimes I do use 2 pages for 1 week, but oftentimes I can get 2 weeks on there. And as I'm adding my tasks, if I don't get to something, then it can carry over to the next week, and it works really well for me. You can see that I added like a highlight strip to the side of each of my weeks. So on the outside, I am going to have my tasks. And then on the inside, I'm going to have my events. So things that are particular to a day, they will be on the inside where the dates are. And then the areas on the outside where the tasks are, those are not particular to a day. And that's how I'm setting it up. I'm going to add some shading. I'll be adding some flowers. And I'm also going to be adding some more of those splatters. And this page is going to come together really quickly. It's super easy. As I continue on for the month, I am going to do another 2-page, 2-week spread. It's going to look similar to this, but just a little bit different. I will post that on Instagram at Maureen's Bujo Life if you want to check that out. There will be a link in the description. And we are coming to a close here with this one. So I'm going to do a final flip through in a moment, and I thank you for tuning in. Please share this video with a friend. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. also hit that bell icon to get notified when I post a video. And all items used in this spread will be linked in the description. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And here we go with the flip through. This page was so easy to make, so easy to come together using that one color. Hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.